Police didn't hide this footage after discovering it, and what they found was deeply unsettling. From pale, elongated figures lurking in abandoned buildings, to humanoid shapes dragging victims through the forest campsites, to canine-faced entities moving with human awareness, and glowing-eyed watchers standing silently in total darkness. These are not random clips. They form a disturbing pattern of brief encounters where something unknown reveals itself, observes, and disappears. The real question is no longer whether these creatures exist, but how long they have been around us, unnoticed, watching from the shadows. The footage is almost completely black, the kind of darkness where shapes lose meaning. Suddenly, two bright white eyes appear, unblinking and piercing. A local wildlife photographer, Marcus Lively, had set the camera near his property's edge, checking for nocturnal animals. As the recording continues, the outline of a tall, thin figure slowly emerges, unnaturally still, and staring directly into the lens. Many viewers online say this clip unsettles them more than footage filled with movement, describing the stare as intelligent and deeply unsettling. Watching this, I can only ask, what could that be? Late at night, a trail camera triggered by movement captures a massive, misshapen figure. Ben Harper, an experienced hiker and amateur cryptid researcher, had set up the camera while camping in the area to monitor wildlife activity. The figure's long arms hang unnaturally low, and its oversized head does not resemble any known animal. Critics online argue it could be a bear, a hoax, or digital manipulation, but others believe its posture, reflective eyes, and steady movement suggest something far more unusual. It does not panic. It does not rush. It simply steps forward with quiet confidence. Watching this, you cannot help but wonder, what kind of creature moves like that without ever being officially recorded? The camera shakes as the forest grows unnaturally silent. A documentary filmmaker had been recording ambient forest life when a tall, pale figure slowly crept through the shadows. Its limbs bend at unnatural angles, and its reflective skin catches faint traces of light as it moves. Some viewers online suggest it could be a person wearing prosthetics, while others argue the sense of awareness feels impossible to fake. In my opinion, the way it moves, carefully measuring the ground and surveying its surroundings, suggests a level of intelligence or recognition we rarely associate with nocturnal wildlife. Could this be something entirely unknown to science? The footage opens in a quiet woods, filmed by a middle-aged landscaper who was checking his security cameras after noticing disturbed soil. What appears on screen is a tall, thin figure with elongated arms carefully placing objects into the ground, almost like seeds. Its movements are slow and deliberate, not frantic, as if following a process. Many believe it's a person in a costume or an elaborate prank, pointing to the calm, methodical behavior. Personally, the precision feels unsettling. Why would something unknown mimic human gardening? Was it experimenting, hiding something? The camera shakes as multiple figures pass through thick jungle foliage.
Man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real.
Tour guide Ravi Deshmukh had been showing travelers native wildlife when he froze at the sight. A tall, human-like body with a dog's head. Another shape follows, then another, moving silently. People online called them myths, and others worried it's a cryptid. Critics claim lighting and angles trick the eye. From my perspective, the behaviors, lower observation rather than flight or aggression, suggests awareness beyond instinct. Why would a creature with canine features adopt human-like movements? Could this be a species hidden for centuries, or something entirely stranger? Deep inside a national park in the Amazon rainforest near Brazil, hikers' cameras catch a bent, thin figure with limbs and a distorted canine-like head. Mariana Soto, a botanist documenting tree growth in the area, also captures the creature on camera as it tilts its head, appearing to observe its surroundings. Public reactions online are divided. Some dismiss it as misidentified wildlife, while others believe it could be evidence of a hybrid species or something far more unusual. Personally, the deliberate tilts, pauses, and calculated retreat suggest intelligence and strategy rather than instinct. Could this be an apex predator that relies on stealth and observation instead of brute force? The forest conceals far more than we understand. The footage is dark, grainy, and aimed at a concrete wall in an unfinished building. Suddenly, a pair of glowing eyes emerges from the shadows, followed by a tall, thin, alien-like figure that leans forward but never fully reveals itself. It appears cautious, moving in a way that suggests it does not want to be seen, especially with dogs barking loudly in the background. Online reactions are sharply divided. Some interpret it through paranormal or demon-related lenses, while others dismiss it as an elaborate hoax. My perspective is that the creature's hesitation, posture, and reactive movements suggest awareness and calculated behavior rather than random motion. The camera scans the dark ceiling of a narrow cave. Every sound echoes unnaturally.
Oh, stay back. Please stay back. Oh my God. Don't leave, man. Just...
I don't think it's seen us.
It gets out of there. It's watching. It's watching us.
Quiet.
Back up. Back up. Let's go, go, go.
Speleologist Jordan Phillips stumbles back as a humanoid torso fused to long, spider-like limbs emerges. Its hollow eyes reflect the minimal light. Skeptics online argue angles and shadows trick the mind, but others insist the skeletal proportions and unnatural climbing behavior can't be faked. Personally, the biomechanics of joint articulation, limb coordination, and awareness of the cameraman point to intelligence. What kind of evolutionary path could produce something part human, part arachnid, and could it survive in caves undetected for decades? The footage opens on a quiet stretch of woodland near a shallow body of water. At first, the camera captures nothing but wood and still reflects on the surface. Then, something moves near the edge.
It's right there. Oh my God. Wait. Jesus, it's gone. It's gone.
A twisted, alien-looking hybrid shape is seen crouched low, its body partially human in outline but distorted, with limbs and an unnatural posture. When it notices the camera, its head snaps toward the lens. For a split second, its eyes lock with the filmer. Then, in a sudden, shocking motion, it slips into the water, vanishing beneath the surface. The ripples remain long after the creature is gone. The footage comes from a homeowner's doorbell camera, recorded late at night while the neighborhood was completely silent. A tall, thin, alien-like figure stands directly in front of the door, its posture rigid and unnatural, as if unsure how to interact with a human entrance. It looks into the doorbell camera and walks away. The homeowner, a night shift security guard, later said he received motion alerts, but was too afraid to open the door. Some viewers argue it's a person in a costume or a prank meant to go viral. Personally, The stillness is what feels wrong. Why would something unknown come to a human doorway? Was it observing, testing boundaries, or trying to make contact? On the 1st of January 2006, deep in a remote forest, a camera catches a small, humanoid figure, no taller than 3 feet.
Right by the log.
Yeah. Keep the light steady. Wait.
It's looking at us.
It's holding a stick? No, a spear.
Easy, little one. We're not gonna... Whoa! It's gone. Little one, we're not gonna... Whoa! It's gone.
A local historian, Thomas Gray, narrates softly, "It's looking at us." People online argue perspective tricks, but others point to the agility and deliberate movement as proof of the myth. The way they navigate between trees, observing without hiding, suggests intelligence and awareness. Could these be undiscovered species living alongside humans? Or are we witnessing an interdimensional or spiritual phenomenon? The forest hides secrets humans rarely glimpse, and these tiny figures leave more questions than answers. The footage opens on a quiet lakeshore, water rippling under a fading sunset. Suddenly, a massive turtle-like creature bursts from the fallen treeside, its shell glinting in the weak light. It charges forward with surprising speed, making guttural, bone-chilling screams that echo across the water. The noises aren't random. They feel like warnings, primal and deliberate, a clear message to stay away. Whoever filmed it freezes in shock, capturing every terrifying motion as the creature circles, claws scraping, snapping. Then, as abruptly as it appeared, it dives back under, leaving only ripples and lingering dread. The presence of something so territorial and intelligent raises unsettling questions about what truly lurks beneath the water's surface. It begins with a calm river, sunlight dancing across gentle ripples, as if nothing could disturb the peace. At first, it looks like a fish, gliding just below the surface, but suddenly the water erupts. An indescribable creature rises, humanoid yet grotesque, its limbs long and fluid, moving with unnatural grace. The camera shakes as the witness recoils, capturing every horrifying detail. Its eyes briefly meet the lens, cold and intelligent, before it slips back beneath the water, leaving only expanding ripples in its wake. That fleeting moment of terror makes you wonder what else hides, watching silently just beneath the surface. The video was captured by late-night travelers driving through a rural highway, returning from a long shift at a nearby factory.
जंगल में रात का सफर जितना रोमांचक होता है उतना ही डरावना भी। कब कौन सा जानवर सामने आ जाए कुछ नहीं कह सकते। ये सामने कुछ हलचल मालूम पड़ रही है, शायद कोई जानवर है वहाँ, शायद कुत्ता या फिर जंगली सूअर। ये क्या? ये तो किसी जानवर की डेड बॉडी लेके जा रहा है। ये कौन सा जानवर हो सकता है? लो गाड़ी इसके पीछे लो। ये तो कोई और ही जानवर मालूम पड़ता है। जंगली सूअर तो ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होता। पहली बार ऐसा कोई जानवर देखा है। इतना डरावना हो रहा है जैसे कि कोई भूत हो। गाड़ी इसके बराबर से लो, इसका फेस ठीक से नहीं दिख पा रहा है, लेकिन ये डेड बॉडी लेके कहाँ भाग रहा है? थोड़ा लाइट मारो इस पर। वो देखो उधर भागा। शिट यार, निकल गया हाथ से। चलो अब जल्दी से निकलो यहाँ से।
Headlights suddenly reveal a large, shadowy animal crossing the road with something heavy hanging from its jaws. The prey is limp, its shape unclear, adding to the unease. Some viewers believe it's a known predator, like a wolf or hyena, arguing the behavior matches natural hunting. In my view, the size and posture look wrong, almost exaggerated. The way it carries the prey with apparent ease suggests unusual strength. Was this just nature at work, or something far more powerful moving through human territory? The video opens with rapid flashes of light illuminating a parked car on a dark roadside. At first, nothing seems out of place. Then, with each burst of light, small shapes appear near the vehicle. For a split second, what looks like a tiny humanoid house can be seen beside the car, its outlines barely visible before the darkness returns. The flashes make it hard to focus, but the figures seem to shift positions between each burst, as if moving closer. The person filming can be heard saying, "What the hell is that?" When the light stops, the shapes are gone. Only the empty road remains, and the unsettling sense that something small was just watching. The footage begins with a quiet campsite, lit only by a weak lantern glow. A man is seen resting alone inside his tent, while the forest around him remains unnaturally silent. Then, the fabric suddenly pulls tight. A tall, shadowy figure appears outside, its outline visible as it grips his legs and drags the man out with shocking force, violently. The figure doesn't hesitate. It pulls him into the darkness with unnatural strength, vanishing between the trees, leaving the empty. The footage ends, but the silence that follows feels heavier than the screams themselves. The footage opens deep in a dense forest, where the trees block out most of the moonlight. The camera struggles to focus as something moves between the trunks. A tall, thin figure slowly creeps into view, its movements cautious and deliberate, as if searching for something hidden. It pauses often, tilting its head and scanning the ground, then lifting its gaze toward the deeper woods. The way it moves feels purposeful, not lost. The person filming was reportedly in fear, afraid to make a sound. After a few tense seconds, the figure slips back into the trees, leaving behind only rustling leaves and the feeling that whatever it was searching for, it wasn't finished yet. The footage opens on a moonlit clearing, shadows stretching across the dense underbrush. A small animal moves cautiously through the bushes, sniffing and pausing as if sensing danger. Suddenly, a massive humanoid figure bursts from the darkness, its elongated limbs moving with unnatural speed. The creature doesn't hesitate to lunge, chasing the terrified animal through the tangled foliage. Branches snap underfoot as the animal disappears into the shadows, the monster slowing only briefly to look directly at the lens before vanishing. Witnesses say the sheer speed and control left them questioning what kind of being could move like that. The footage opens in a quiet backyard at night, shadows stretching across the grass. A small, unknown creature creeps toward a litter of puppies, sucking from their mother. Its twisted and unnatural movements. The mother dog senses the threat instantly, growling low, body tense, eyes locked on the intruder. With a burst of primal energy, she lunges, snapping and barking, forcing the creature backward. It hesitates, circling, but the dog holds her ground, each protective move deliberate and precise. After several moments of tense standoff, the creature retreats into the darkness. Observers are left in awe, noting the dog's courage and the raw, unsettling intelligence of the intruder. The footage begins deep in a dense, shadow-filled forest, where the trees sway gently in the night wind. At first, nothing seems out of place until a figure slowly moves between the trunks. Its body is humanoid, upright, but the skin and texture make it nearly indistinguishable from the surrounding trees. Limbs stretch unnaturally, branches-like, as it creeps forward. Every movement deliberate and controlled. Its glowing eyes catch the faint light, breaking the illusion for a terrifying moment before it disappears behind a cluster of ferns. Witnesses note the uncanny camouflage, leaving them questioning whether the forest itself could be alive with something watching. In a grocery store where a group of locals stands in stunned amusement,
Dayan bakalım, gıdıklıyor mu? Kanka atıyor ya, bırakma. Birazdan. Dayan, tamam mı? Böyle. Hadi bakalım. Dikkat et, titriyor.
At first, nothing seems unusual, but then a massive humanoid is seen, its posture upright, yet strangely relaxed. The locals tickled the huge figure in excitement with almost playful deliberation, tilting its head as if aware it was being watched. The villagers laugh nervously, pointing and whispering among themselves, unsure whether to fear or marvel at what they see. Each step seems exaggerated, almost theatrical, as if the creature is performing.